You know what's scary? Most people have no idea their arteries are getting clogged until it's too late. And here's the kicker. Sometimes it's not about what you stop eating, but what you start eating. Yeah, I'm talking about actual foods, stuff you can grab from the grocery store, that science shows can help sweep away plaque and keep your blood flowing like it's supposed to. I'm not talking weird powders or expensive superfoods. These are things you probably already love. And number three is something you've probably had this week without realizing how powerful it actually is. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 5 foods can help clean your arteries naturally and how to get them working for you starting today. Now, before we go into the list, let me tell you why this isn't just another random eat this, not that video. I've spent years studying nutrition, going through research from places like the American Heart Association, Harvard, and the Mayo Clinic. And one thing is crystal clear: heart disease is still the #1 killer in the world. It's responsible for millions of deaths every single year. And the scary part? Most of those cases were preventable. You see, plaque buildup in your arteries doesn't happen overnight. It's slow, it's silent, and for years you might not feel a thing. But while it's building, it's already cutting off the oxygen and nutrients your body needs. That's why what you eat matters so much, because the right foods can actually help reverse some of that damage, or at the very least, stop it from getting worse. And the best part? These aren't rare or expensive foods. You'll recognize every single one of them, but today you'll finally understand why they work. All right, quick crash course on what's actually going on inside your arteries, because once you see it in your head, this whole video will make a lot more sense. Picture your arteries like flexible garden hoses. Their job? Carry oxygen-rich blood to every part of your body. But over time, if your diet is high in unhealthy fats, sugar, and processed foods, tiny injuries start to form on the inside walls of those hoses. Your body tries to patch them up using cholesterol, calcium, and other substances. At first, that might sound like a good repair job, but these patches start piling up, layer after layer, turning into what's called plaque. Plaque does two dangerous things. It narrows the space for blood to flow, and it makes the walls of your arteries stiffer, which means your heart has to pump harder just to keep you alive. Now, here's where the magic of food comes in. Certain foods can help lower bad LDL cholesterol, raise good HDL cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and even increase something called nitric oxide, which helps your blood vessels relax and widen. In simple terms, the right foods don't just feed you, they actually help clean and protect those blood highways, keeping them smooth and flexible so blood flows like it should. All right, let's break down the 5 foods that clean your arteries naturally. You should never ignore. All right, food number one, and this one's a superstar for heart health: fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and trout. Here's why they're so powerful. Fatty fish are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, a type of healthy fat your body can't make on its own. Omega-3s do several heart-friendly things at once. They lower triglycerides, that's a type of fat in your blood linked to plaque buildup. They help reduce inflammation inside the blood vessels, and they improve something called arterial elasticity, basically keeping your arteries flexible and smooth so blood flows easily. And this isn't just health blog talk. A massive review published in the journal Circulation found that eating 2 servings of oily fish per week was linked to a significantly lower risk of fatal heart attacks. 2 servings. That's it. Now, how do you actually make this work in your diet without it feeling like a chore? Here are some easy ideas. Grill or bake salmon with just a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of herbs. Keep a few cans of sardines or mackerel in olive oil in your pantry. They're perfect for a quick salad topper or even mashed on whole grain toast. If you're not a fan of fishy flavors, try milder options like trout or even salmon patties made at home. The goal? Aim for 2 servings of fatty fish a week. That's about 3 to 4 ounces per serving, roughly the size of your palm. Do that consistently, and you're feeding your arteries exactly what they need to stay clear and healthy. Next up, food number two. And this one's the ultimate snack with benefits: nuts, especially walnuts and almonds. These little powerhouses are packed with monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats, which are the good kinds of fats your heart actually loves. But here's the game changer. Walnuts are one of the best plant based sources of alpha linolenic acid, or ALA, which is a type of omega 3. This helps reduce inflammation in your arteries and keeps that blood flowing smoothly. Almonds, on the other hand, bring in plenty of vitamin E, which acts like a shield against oxidative damage to your LDL cholesterol. Why does that matter? Because when LDL cholesterol gets oxidized, it becomes stickier and more likely to form plaque on artery walls. Keep it from oxidizing, and you keep your arteries cleaner. There's actual science backing this up. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate a handful of nuts 5 times a week had significantly lower LDL cholesterol and better artery function compared to those who didn't. Now, the trick is not to drown them in sugar or salt. Go for raw or dry roasted nuts without added oils. A small handful, about 1 ounce, or 23 almonds or 14 walnut halves, is all you need per day. Toss them into oatmeal, sprinkle them on a salad, mix them into Greek yogurt, or just keep a small container in your bag for a quick snack. The beauty here is that you're not just filling your stomach, you're actively protecting your arteries with every bite. Food number 3 is one of the tastiest ways to protect your arteries: berries. I'm talking blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, basically nature's candy with a serious health punch. The secret weapon in berries is their polyphenols, especially a type called anthocyanins. These are powerful antioxidants that give berries their deep red, blue, and purple colors, and they do something amazing for your heart. They help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation in your blood vessels. That means less damage to your artery walls and a lower chance of plaque sticking around. But it gets even better. Studies have shown that anthocyanins can improve the function of the endothelium, which is the thin layer of cells lining your arteries. A healthy endothelium means your blood vessels can relax and widen when needed, improving blood flow and lowering blood pressure. In fact, one study published in the journal Circulation found that people who ate more than 3 servings of blueberries and strawberries a week had a 32% lower risk of heart attacks compared to those who ate them rarely. That's a huge difference for something so simple. The best part? Berries are easy to work into your day. Toss a handful into your morning oatmeal or smoothie, mix them into yogurt, or just snack on them fresh. You can even use frozen berries. They're just as nutritious and often more affordable. Aim for at least half a cup a day, and you're not just satisfying your sweet tooth, you're giving your arteries a daily cleaning crew. Food number 4 might not sound exciting at first, but it's one of the simplest and most powerful ways to keep your arteries healthy: leafy green vegetables. I'm talking spinach, kale, Swiss chard, arugula, collard greens. The more variety, the better. The magic in leafy greens comes from their nitrate content. When you eat nitrates, your body converts them into nitric oxide, a molecule that signals your blood vessels to relax and widen. This helps lower blood pressure and improves blood flow, reducing the strain on your heart. But that's not all. Leafy greens are also packed with potassium, which helps balance sodium levels in your body. Why does that matter? Because too much sodium can stiffen and damage arteries, while potassium works to counteract that effect. They also provide vitamin K, which plays a role in preventing calcium deposits from forming in artery walls. The science on this is pretty impressive. A large study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that people who ate just 1 cup of leafy greens a day had a significantly lower risk of heart disease over time compared to those who rarely ate them. The best part? You can slip them into almost any meal without much effort. Add a handful of spinach to your morning smoothie, pile some kale into your salad, toss arugula on top of a pizza, or stir Swiss chard into soups and pasta dishes. Aim for at least 1 to 2 cups of raw greens, or about half a cup cooked, every day. Do that, and you're basically giving your arteries a fresh coat of nonstick protection. And finally, food number 5: extra virgin olive oil. Not just any oil, but the real cold pressed kind that's been a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet for centuries. What makes it so special? Extra virgin olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats and loaded with powerful antioxidants called polyphenols. These compounds help reduce inflammation, protect LDL cholesterol from oxidation, and improve the health of your blood vessel lining, all of which work together to prevent plaque buildup. There's a mountain of research behind this. One of the most famous studies, the Predi-Made trial, found that people who followed a Mediterranean diet rich in olive oil had a 30% lower risk of major heart events like heart attacks and strokes. That's huge, and it's largely thanks to the oil's unique combination of healthy fats and antioxidants. Here's how to use it. Olive oil is best enjoyed raw or cooked at low to medium heat to preserve its benefits. Drizzle it over salads, roasted vegetables, or even on toast. You can also use it as a dip for whole grain bread or a base for homemade salad dressings. Aim for about 1 to 2 tablespoons a day. And if you're wondering how to tell if it's good quality, look for extra virgin on the label, ideally in a dark glass bottle, and make sure it has a rich peppery taste, that slight kick in your throat. That's the polyphenols doing their job. Add it to your daily routine, and you're basically coating your arteries with a protective layer from the inside out. All right, let's do a quick recap so these stick in your head. Number one, fatty fish like salmon and sardines, packed with omega 3s to keep arteries flexible and inflammation low. Number two, nuts, especially walnuts and almonds, for their heart loving healthy fats and antioxidants. Number three, berries, bursting with anthocyanins to protect artery walls and improve blood flow. Number four, leafy greens loaded with nitrates and potassium to lower blood pressure and prevent calcium buildup. And number five, extra virgin olive oil, the Mediterranean heart protector that reduces plaque and inflammation. Here's the thing, knowing this list means nothing if it just stays in your head. Every day you wait to make changes is another day. Plaque has the chance to build up. The good news, even small, consistent swaps can start making a difference in weeks. So, whether it's tossing a handful of berries into your breakfast tomorrow, swapping your usual cooking oil for olive oil, or adding a serving of fish to your dinner this week, start now. Your heart and your future self will thank you. If you found this helpful, go ahead and give this video a like. It really helps more people discover these life-changing tips. And if you want more science-backed ways to protect your heart and improve your health, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. One quick note, while all of these foods are backed by research, they're not a magic cure. If you have existing heart problems, high cholesterol, or you're on medication, always check in with your healthcare provider before making big dietary changes. They can help you personalize these tips for your specific needs. Your health is worth the effort, and making these changes the right way is the smartest step you can take. Now that you know the 5 foods that can help clean your arteries, here's the next step. How do you know if damage has already been done? In my next video, I'm breaking down the 7 silent warning signs your arteries might be blocked. Signs most people miss until it's too late. Trust me, you'll want to catch these early. Click here to watch it now.